Maggi, Takis,
Make
it fancy. Oh,
This does look so fancy.
this is so pretty. It's very addictive. Oh, yeah. Hi, it's Rie. Today, a friend will be challenging me to take a popular food and make it fancy. Today's guest is Carly.
What's up, Brie? It is I, possibly one of your favorite people. I don't know how you can reinvent the wheel with Takis and make something that's so good better, but if I know anything is for certain, I know that the sun will come up tomorrow, and I know that Rie will continue to kill it. So I'm so excited to see what you come up with.
Takis. I have had a Takis before. A lot of people said don't eat too much because you get acid reflux. The lime is the key component. It's very addictive. Oh, yeah. Takis spiciness comes right at you. It's spicy but kind of disappears, so you kind of want to keep eating. I like the flavor, so I kind of want to keep this flavor combination because spicy and limey is very delicious. And color is very bright red. So I think it's going to be interesting if we can use this red color. I want to make this a meal more than just a snack. My fingers are red. I forgot to bring my lipstick, so maybe I can just put it on. As always, I'm excited to make it fancy. Alright, here's what I got. Limes, red onion, masa, microgreens, shrimp, cilantro, orange, avocado, there's one more lime, lemon, sparkling water, crema, and garlic. From the pantry, I got vegetable oil, sugar, flour, white vinegar, simple syrup, salt, baking powder, and dragon fruit powder. Alright, let's get started. Make it fancy. First step, 1.5 cup water, 1/2 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 4 smashed garlic, 20 Takis. Bring this to a boil and steep this for about 10 minutes. I think this is a great thing for Halloween. It's like I'm poaching bones and blood. Maybe next year I'm gonna just cook this in front of my house. It has been simmering for about 10 minutes. I'm going to strain over red onion. Let it pickle at least 1 hour. Cut avocado. The pit, I think I saw Alex's Instagram story. You kind of hold and push. Perfect. I think I heard a lot of people get injured hacking and twisting. I think this TikTok hack is very useful. Add in a blender, 1/4 cup of crema, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 garlic, 1/4 cup of cilantro, a little bit water first, so it's gonna blend smoothly. And I'm going to blend until vibrant green. Do you know what Japanese people call avocado? Mori no butter. It is butter from forest. Right, crema looks great. Add in a bowl, and we are moving on to next step. 2 cups of Takis. Then gonna food processor. Put this in a bowl. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of ground Takis, 1/2 cup of masa harina, 1 tablespoon of dragon fruit powder, just for the color. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix it up. Oh, this is beautiful. Add 1/4 cup of warm water to start, and I'm going to keep adding as needed.
When do you think Takis were invented?
1962.
1999.
Wow, so it's a recent invention.
Introduced in America in 2006.
I came to New York in 2007, so me and Taki were in America very similar time. We are both immigrants. Well, dough is coming together, so I'm going to use my hand. This is so pretty. The texture should be like Play-Doh. It's slightly wet, but it's not sticky. We are going to cover this and let it sit in room temperature about 1 hour. But we have plenty of things to do. Now it's a little bit firmer, and I'm going to divide into 4 and make it like a golf-size ball. Another torture device. Put parchment paper on the bottom, another parchment paper, and press it. Beautiful. I used tortilla press, but if you don't have it at home, you can roll it up with rolling pin. Cook this in a pan. Since This tortilla looks so pretty. I will cook 1 minute per side. I don't want to make any brown or burnt color.
Do you remember the first time you met Curly?
I just remember he's so sweet and nice to everyone. I always wanted to be friends with him. He brought his grandma for a tasty shoot. He was holding her hand, and one of my coworkers had a fake cockroach on the desk. I think it was close to Halloween or something. And Carly just like quietly hid it because like he didn't want to scare her. I thought it was so cute. Okay, I see a little bubble. And I think it's ready. I want to keep this warm and I don't want to break it, so I'm going to put under the blanket. I always wanted to make this. My dream came true. I'm not using oil because it's a non-stick pan. This looks cooked. Put this here, keep it warm. I'm going to finish making tortillas and I'm gonna move on. I'm heating up oil to 350. While oil is heating, I'm going to make batter. 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of Takis. This is the powder I made earlier. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix. When I make this dish, I usually use beer, but since Carly doesn't drink, I'm using sparkling water. You don't want to over mix it, so just like lightly mix. I have 8 shrimps, peeled and deveined. Seasoned shrimp with salt, coat with flour, dredge is in butter. It kind of looks like what's the medicine? Pepto-Bismol. And I'm going to fry. And I don't want to overcrowd my oil, so I'm going to fry maybe 4 at the time. Wow, it kind of looks like a giant Cheetos too. The sparkling water kind of gives nice airy texture. Shrimp cooks very quickly, so I'm just cooking about 2 minutes. When the oil bubbles start coming and shrimp it's floating on the surface, it's ready. It's cute, but if somebody who is eating this for the first time, they couldn't guess this is a shrimp. It's basically a tempura. Because tempura, you want to use seltzer water. And I think, yeah, the baking soda also gives nice fluffy texture too. All shrimp are fried, but we have some more things to do. Leftover Takis powder, adding flaky salt, toss a little bit. Glass, using lime. We are making mocktail. Put the glass upside down and kind of run the lip. Oh, it's so cute, so festive. I'm gonna add ice in each glass. Donk. Ice in a shaker. 2 ounces of orange juice, 1 ounce lemon juice, 3 ounces of lime juice, and shake it. Ooh, it's icy. If you're making margarita, obviously you have to add tequila. You usually use triple sec, but triple sec also has alcohol in it, so I used orange juice instead. I'm topping off with sparkling water and use lime as a garnish. All right, drinks are done and time to move on. Put tortilla on the plate. First, I'm adding avocado crema. Spread it using spoon's back. Add shrimp, pickled onion, and some microgreens. And I have some crema in a squeeze bottle. Top with cilantro. Since we have some leftover Taki salt, going to sprinkle. And we are done! Shrimp Takis tacos. Very fancy.
I don't know where you may have used the Takis, but I'm assuming it's in the tortilla.
Yes, I made a tortilla with Takis. Yeah, I also made a margarita virgin mocktail.
I just went to a restaurant and I was like, hi, could I get a mocktail? And they were like, we're out of mock. And I was like, no. No, a mocktail. And she had no idea what I was saying. Somebody had to be like, virgin! Virgin. Oh, yes, that we do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God. This is truly one of the best tacos I've ever had.
Oh my
This
God.
is so good. I'm from LA. Born and raised in Hollywood. I'm from LA. Hands down, it's one of the best I've ever had.
Yes. Takis everywhere.
Wow, cheers.
Cheers.
Rie,
Yes.
how are you this perfect? Do you think that I could make this?
Of course, it's easy.
Our Lord and Savior, Rie.
We have one last thing to do.
1, 2, 3.
Make it fancy.
Ow!
Hi, it's Riet. Today, a friend will be challenging me to take a popular food and make it fancy. Today's guest is Andrew.
Rie, I want to challenge you to make eggnog fancy. In the winter, a warm cup of eggnog is one of the best things to have. But I've always wondered, what are other ways that I could enjoy this treat? So I want to see you make eggnog fancy and see what you come up with.
Eggnog. I've never had eggnog before. Very controversial drink. It seems like this one is non-alcoholic, but typically served with alcohol. It's yellow. Oh, it's very sweet. Milkshake, almost, but with egg. I prefer milkshake. It's so creamy. The spice definitely have a like holiday Christmas feeling to it. I think flavor-wise it's good. It's just I don't want to drink this. I have some great idea and I'm excited to make it fancy. All right, here's what I got. Heavy cream, butter, cream cheese, eggs. From the pantry, I got flour, brown sugar, meringue powder, gelatin powder, condensed milk, salt, vanilla extract, nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon, powdered sugar, lemon, baking powder, sprinkles, food coloring, and spiced rum. All right, let's get started. Make it fancy. So first add room temperature butter. I have 2.5 sticks, 1 cup of brown sugar. Mix them together using stand mixer. I'm going to mix until light and fluffy and the color is a little bit lighter. Add egg yolk one by one. Make sure each yolks are well incorporated and scrape the side. Okay, so all the eggs are incorporated, so I'm going to add 1/4 cup of eggnog. If you don't have stand mixer, you can use hand mixer or you can use whisk, but it will take longer. We are using spiced rum. I think it's gonna be a nice additional adult holiday flavor. And I'm adding 1 tablespoon.
George Washington had his own eggnog recipe,
Oh,
and it had rye whiskey, rum, and sherry.
it's the original triple alcohol. Yeah, back then they didn't have internet, but they had alcohol. I'm going to make my flour mixture. Pinch of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, grated nutmeg, about 1/2 teaspoon. I grated my finger. And lightly mix. I'm gonna add half rest of them. You want to mix until you won't see any visible flour bits. Transfer this dough into a plastic. Wrap it tight and rest this dough in a refrigerator about 2 hours. 2 hours later, remove the plastic. From this dough, I'm going to measure 10 ounces. Between 2 parchment paper, I'm adding dough and start rolling. Still cold, so it's a little bit tough to roll, but gradually softening up. So you want to roll out about 1/8 inch thickness and about 11-inch diameter. And I'm going to line this dough. Use your finger, line into the tart mold. Use rolling pin and roll over couple times and it will naturally fall. It's like a magic. We are going to dock this dough. So when you dock this, it doesn't puff up and it doesn't shrink. I'm going to put this in the freezer for 20 minutes, bake at 450 for 5 minutes, then lower the temperature to 350 and bake another 15 minutes. I have rest of the dough right here and I'm going to roll same way. This dough is still a little bit tough, so you can kind of tap it and make it easier to roll. Just take off the top parchment paper. I'm using star-shaped cookie cutter, kind of dust with flour, making star-shaped cookie, and you're gonna line in parchment paper. You kind of want to push from the behind and unmold it. I'm going to unmold this and bake at 350 for 10 minutes. 1/4 cup of eggnog, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of butter. Mix it until well combined. Bring it to a boil and cook about 5 minutes. Whisk occasionally.
Back in the 1800s, eggnog was used to treat diseases.
Was there alcohol in it? I cook about 5 minutes and it's kind of bubbly and it looks thicker. And I'm gonna start whisking constantly from this point because you don't want mixture to be burnt. And I'm going to cook about 2 more minutes. It smells good. This looks done, it's very thick. Pour this into a heat-safe glass bowl. Set this aside to cool in a room temperature. And moving on to the next step. 1 tablespoon of water and sprinkle 1.5 teaspoon of gelatin. Let it bloom about 5 minutes. While I'm waiting, mix cream cheese with hand mixer until fluffy. 7 ounces of condensed milk. And once it's well mixed, adding half cup of eggnog, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, then adding half teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, about 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. Blend well. 1 tablespoon of hot water to bloomed gelatin. Make sure it's all melted in hot water. Gelatin into the mixture and mix well. Strain this mixture so I can make sure this is smooth. Okay, mixture is ready, but I have more things to do. My tart shell is baked and cool, and I transferred my mixture into a pitcher so I can easily pour. And this is the eggnog butterscotch I made. Pour this mixture, and you don't want to overfill it. Give a nice drop of butterscotch. Using skewers and kind of makes nice pattern, just a free form. Pattern looks pretty, and I'm going to chill this in the refrigerator about 6 hours. 4 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of meringue powder, and mix well. Add water. Start with 4 tablespoons first and adding more water until desired consistency. So I added meringue powder. It's faster to set if you add it, but if you don't have meringue powder, you can just add egg whites or corn syrup and water. But it will take longer to set. And this is a good consistency. It's runny like this because I'm going to pipe it. Divide into 3 bowls. And I'm adding 1 with green food coloring and this one with red. I'm gonna add this into a piping bag. And green, white. My eggnog cookies are baked and cold. Now I'm going to decorate with icing and sprinkles. It's just a freestyle. You want to kind of draw the outline and kind of fill the space. And while it's still wet, I'm gonna just put some red, white sprinkles. I think also it's kind of cute if you put like big sprinkles. Kind of look like Rudolph. Put a green sprinkle. So this one I'm going to decorate. It look like a snowflake. This is probably my favorite pattern. Okay, my holiday cookies looks very festive, but we are not done yet. A cup of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of eggnog, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, half teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm gonna use Immersion blender. Mix it until stiff peak. Add spice rum, 1 tablespoon. I usually use whisk, but I think this is a cool trick. Transfer this into a piping bag. I'm gonna use it later. This is a tart I was resting in the refrigerator, and it's set now. And I'm going to decorate using star tip and piping straight. If you want to make bigger star, just press and hold it and make it bigger. And if you want to make it smaller stars, you can just like lightly squeeze. I'm placing bigger cookies first and small cookies around it. So it kind of looks like a Milky Way. And filling with eggnog cream in the gap. And we are done. Holiday eggnog tart, very festive. I have a Christmas gift for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, a hat. I was like, it's this cake, right?
Thank you.
Fancy cap.
I think I have a big head.
I made eggnog fancy as you challenged me.
This does look so fancy. Is that what this is? Butterscotch? This little flower design? That's the kind of thing where I look at it and I'm like, I will never make desserts as well as whoever made this. Is this a face? Is this like a person?
It was inspired by Rudolph.
So is there booze in this tart?
Yes, always.
I mean, look at that.
You always have a very particular way of inspecting.
I like to get it onto my my same elevation. Then
Sniff.
I also like to really smell something.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is a treat.
Thank you.
This is like what I dream of when I think of a holiday
Oh.
treat.
All right, Andrew, do you remember what we do after
Yeah, you do like some John Travolta disco.
we...
He had his own version, actually.
Did I?
You're John Travolta. 3, 2, 1.
Make it fancy.
Hi, I'm Rie. Today, our friend will be challenging me to take a popular food and make it fancy. Today's guest is Kanchan.
Hi, I'm Kanchan and I am super excited to challenge Rie to make Maggi fancy. I grew up in India where Maggi is pure comfort food. The umami, salty, spicy, brothy Maggi noodles were just a party in the mouth and like a hug in a bowl. I know she's gonna do something super cool and I cannot wait to see what it is.
Maggi. Maggi is masala flavored instant noodles and I've never had this before. It is smaller than I thought. Takis seasoning, very fragrant. The color of curry. This is actually reminds me of our first episode, Kanchan noodle. I kind of had a flashback. Looks cool, but I want to try it. This is delicious. It's not too spicy and it has a lot of flavors. We can make a lot of different interesting things. All right, I have some great ideas and as always, I'm excited to make it fancy. Before we start, check out our latest merch at shopmakeitfancy.com. Here's what I got. Cilantro, mint, butter lettuce, ginger, it's huge, lime, tomato, garlic, jalapeno, chicken thighs, mayo, yogurt, red onion, and eggs. From the pantry, I got cumin seed, salt, baking powder, flour, sugar, Kashmiri red chili powder, and vodka. All right, let's get started. Make it fancy. I have 2 chicken thighs seasoned with salt, half cup Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of ginger. I'm gonna just eyeball 2 cloves of garlic. Our production manager DJ, he's from India. I asked a lot about Maggi from him. Seems like there is a lot of things you can do with Maggi. I'm doing one of them today. 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili, 1 tablespoon of water, and 1 package of Maggi seasoning. Mix well, marinate chicken thighs. You want to completely covered. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, marinate at least 4 hours or preferably overnight. So 1 cup cilantro, half cup mint, 1 tablespoon lime juice, half jalapeno, 2 cloves of garlic, half teaspoon of whole cumin, ginger, half teaspoon of sugar, salt, 1/4 cup of mayo. It will give nice texture. Add a little bit of water to just blender get going. Blend this together. Okay, this sauce looks good. I'll keep this in the refrigerator until I use it next. Boiling water, I'm adding 2 packs of Maggi. Keep spice packet for later. The packet instruction says cook for 2 minutes, but I want to make it more soft and tender, so I'm going to cook about 5 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes later, the noodle is very, very soft. It's opposite of al dente, and I'm going to drain to let it sit for a while until it is a little bit dry. Add this overcooked noodles and 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna blend this well, and the texture should look like mashed potato. Sprinkle some flour on the surface, more flour, and then you are going to need almost like making gnocchi start coming together. One big dough. It's a little bit softer than a regular bread dough. Cover this with plastic. Put this in the refrigerator and rest this for 30 minutes. I already have Maggi noodles. I cooked according to the package instructions and I didn't use the seasoning. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs, whisk them. I've met Kanchan in New York. She is great. She's a mom I aspire to be. And also she graduated Harvard and her cooking is kind of focused on like healthy cooking and she has a lot of knowledge. So if you haven't followed her, you should follow her. Tossing eggs in with noodles, coat them evenly, spray, ring mold, put in a hot oil. I'm dividing this into 4 because I want to make 4 of them. So this is hot oil, so be careful when you do this. I'm using rubber spatula. You want to compress as much as you can. Cook 3 to 4 minutes per side. So noodle is crispy, so I'm going to take off the mold and flip this. I've fried the other side for 3 minutes and it's nice and crispy on the other side. Put on a paper towel so it drains extra oil. Make 2 more and moving on to the next step. I have 1 packet of Maggi. I'm going to use noodles and you kind of want to make it powder texture. Measure out 1/4 cup noodle powder, 3/4 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, well combined, and set this aside. Add 2 package of Maggi seasoning, mix well. In a bowl, 1/3 cup of yogurt, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of vodka. I'm adding vodka so I can make the chicken coating crispy, and I learned this hack from Tasty 101 fried chicken episode. Adding egg whites, mix well. I have the chicken thigh that I was marinating. Coat in the flour first and then dip in a yogurt mix. Coat with Maggi flour again. I'm going to fry chickens at 350, about 5 to 7 minutes. One side you are looking for golden brown color and cook until inner temperature which is 165. Drain the oil in a pot. Chicken looks nice, golden brown and crispy. Sprinkle some flaky salt while it's still hot. Chicken looks great, but we have more things to do. I have chilled dough. Sprinkle some flour. Put some flour on top. Flour to the rolling pin. Roll it into square, 4-inch by 4/4 inch thick. Using a pizza cutter, cut in half. Cut into stripes. I'm going to just cut top, so make it a little bit even sides. Okay, I'm gonna just separate it, so easy to pick it up. Oil is at 350. I'm going to fry this about 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown. I'm occasionally stirring so it doesn't stick together and evenly brown. This is crazy. It just looks like French fry. Take this out from the oil. This looks great, it's nice golden brown. So I'm going to finish them and move on to next. Add in a bowl, and I have 1 packet of Maggi seasoning, cilantro for color. Make sure fries are well coated with seasoning. It's really good. Everything is kind of fried, so I want to make things a little bit lighter. So I made green sauce with fresh herbs, and I have fresh vegetable for garnish. Ramen buns on bottom, shumia on the bottom. Put lettuce and put chicken, so crispy. And more green sauce and tomato, onion, bun on top. Such a big boy. Masala fries. And we are done. Maggi fried chicken sandwich with Maggi fries. Very big and so festive. Hi!
Hi, Rie.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, you made like a Maggi burger?
Yes.
You turned Maggi into ramen burger. Oh my gosh, of course you did. I wish I could eat it through this Zoom situation. Ooh, the crunch.
Mm.
You should be so proud. I loved Maggi as a kid. I haven't had Maggi in a while, but that's the version I want to have next.
So Kanchan, did I make Maggi fancy?
You made it so fancy. I cannot even handle it and I can't wait to eat it.
We have one last things to do. 3, 2, 1. Make it fancy.